I definitely cannot hear Mintzy. I can see Mintzy talking. I can't hear Mintzy, though. I'm not a great lip reader. You did say my name, though.
All right, what's up, fellas? Time for Wake Up Mintzy, presented by Dude Wipes and Stella Blue. Not live from the Barstool office, but fired up. Dude, it's a hell of a day. It's always a good day to be alive. We're freezing our ass off in Chicago as always, but we got Stella Blue coffee to keep us warm. We got Dude Wipes to clean up all our messes. Joined by Tyler Moody from Louisiana, holding the fort down as always. We're going to get Jeff on tomorrow. We had some problems with Jeff's video. Something was messed up with it. But show rolls on as always. Got a lot of fun stuff to get fired up about. Specifically, big game week in New Orleans next week. Can't freaking wait. Heading down there Saturday. We've got a bunch of fun Barstool events starting next week. The Dozen. Live at the Fillmore Tuesday night. Still some tickets available. Come join us. We've got Team ZD, Dave Portnoy, Big Cat, Will Compton, Brandon Walker, PFT, all the Barstool crew. Going to be a hell of an event. We've got the Yak will be down there next week. We've got Barstool Radio live shows. And New Orleans is going to be freaking popping off all next week. I can't wait to get down there and be around it as we get ready for what should be a hell of a Super Bowl with the Chiefs and Eagles. I mean, one of the better matchups we've had in a while. 2 years ago, rematch of the Chiefs 38-35 thriller. Can Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs get a three-peat? It's freaking crazy. How's this even real? The freaking Kansas City Chiefs. You're talking about a team. How do you go 12-0 in one-score games? I've never seen anything like it, but once again, you just can't go against Mahomes in the playoffs. Unbelievable win for them, 32-29 over the Bills on Sunday. I'm still kind of heart sad for Josh Allen, to be honest. Just to lose 4 times in 5 years, really, really tough deal for them. And then the Eagles dominant. Can Saquon Barkley, who, I mean, one of the best seasons of running back history, can they get that Super Bowl? So much fun Barstool stuff planned for that. Can't wait to get down there. A bunch of stuff going on, as always, in the sports world. Looks like the Saints found a head coach in Kellen Moore. It's not announced officially yet, but the Saints flew up to Philly yesterday, interviewed him. You see Mike McCarthy pulling out of the search last night, which can only mean one thing. I feel like McCarthy was lobbying super hard for the job. It's been kind of an embarrassment for the Saints. Joe Brady said no to a second interview. The Bills' offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, pulled his name out, but looks like it's going to be Kellen Moore, and so all 32 teams are going to have head coaches. That can't come out until after the Super Bowl, but at least the Saints kind of got something figured out there. So, and I think the Kellen Moore hire could be pretty good for New Orleans. I've heard of a lot, worse options. He's ready to be a head coach. He's been, as a Cowboys offensive coordinator for a lot of years. did a year for the LA Chargers, and then really kind of righted the ship this year with Philly. I always thought Kellen Moore way too often used to rely on the passing game and dropping Dak back. And now I think the way he built that offense around Saquon and the Philly running game, I think it's a solid move. Actually, feel like a college basketball savant a little bit today. Gave out a play last night. Kentucky plus 425 money line at Tennessee hit. It's only like the second college basketball play I've given out this year, but we're going to be giving out more of them as the year goes on. But plus 425 money line, what a hit last night. And I'm going to try to get into more of that. But, I'm kind of in the spirit of the thing, and I'm getting excited. We've also got baseball season coming up behind Super Bowl. And Moody and I got some fun stuff planned for college baseball. The season actually starts the week after the Super Bowl, and we're going to be going super hard on the college baseball content this year. DraftKings has lines. We're always thrilled with our DraftKings partners and love what they've done for college baseball. It's freaking amazing how you can bet games, over-unders, all that stuff. And so we're going to be getting our season preview going the week after the Super Bowl, and that's happening. Barstool, as always, tons of fun stuff going on. Hole-in-one stream was successful on Monday night for Tate and Jerry. Thought they did a damn good job with it. They taped the case race last night. That'll come out on Friday with the Yak. And I saw Stephen Shea a minute ago, and he looked super. He had his, I guess he had makeup on from last night. Said he slept at the office. Sounded like it was a super, super wild one for the Yak boys. All right, we got Moody here. What's up, Moody? How are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm here. I thought I was going to leave you in there to flounder by yourself for just a little bit, to be honest, but you handled it all right.
I did as good as I can. Yeah, I don't know what happened, Jeff. Jeff's going to come on tomorrow. I don't know what. Something happened with this video, but we're going to get him tomorrow.
I don't know. He couldn't connect. I connected to it immediately, so I didn't have any issues with it. Some people will, every one out of 40 or 50 people will have a problem getting connected. And for some reason, he may have some firewall on his computer or something that blocks him. And then you connected. I switched everything over as quick as I could to StreamYard, tried to get it going on StreamYard, and we had no audio from Mintz because he didn't turn on his mic on his phone. So we're back. We're back here now.
Well, hell yeah, we're back. What do you think?
The Wake Up Mintzy effect.
There you go. Hey, we're back. We're fired up. There's a lot of good stuff going on. What do you think? I want to hit you as a former Cowboy fan. Kellen Moore to the Saints. What do you think?
I actually think it's based on where the Saints are at right now as far as the cap room and everything. I think he is a good solution to a short-term problem where it's like I don't think you're going to get the coach that you want right now because your situation's not good enough. No one's going to take that situation. But Kellen Moore is a decent coach. Pretty damn good season this year for him. So I don't know. I think here's the thing. If it doesn't work out for the Saints, they can fire him in 2 years once they're out of cap hell and they can start back over. So I actually don't think it's the worst thing. Is it a home run hire? No, it's not. But you're not going to get that home run hire right now because of the situation. Nobody really wants the job. I think the Saints actually did good for the situation that they're in.
Look, I'm just glad they got somebody that want to take the freaking job because I'm going to go a little tired. It's a freaking disaster in New Orleans, Moody. Like, I try to be a positive guy, but like, this is a team of the Peyton Breeze era of 16 good years. Now no one wants the job. You got a freaking 5 guys count $113 million against the cap that are all at the end of their prime. The only thing good about the whole job is you're in a dog shit division in the NFC South. There's one good thing. That's it. You name anything else about it. Like Loomis has too much power. I don't know. Derek Carr's not the answer. He makes a lot of money. Look, I mean, I think they're lucky that Kellen Moore even wants it. I mean, there's only 30. The only two good things about the job are they're in the NFC South, and there's 32 teams in the world, so there's only 32 of these jobs. Name anything else good about this job.
Alvin Kamara, I'd say that's a good thing about the job. But outside of that, there's not a whole lot of appealing things. Here's the other good thing. The South sucks, man. Like, yes, Atlanta took a step forward. Tampa's not that good. Like, they could easily regress next year. So I still think there's a door open for the Saints to potentially win the South. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility because that division's not that good. I expect Atlanta to be the front runner next year, but I don't know. Maybe if Kellen Moore comes in and gets that offense, running well, they could have a chance to win it. So if I'm a Saints fan, I am cautiously optimistic today that we didn't get the worst possible hire. We got a hire that could maybe get you through.
Well, yeah, and he wants it because, like, a lot of it was Joe Brady said no to a second interview because he's young and he's got a good situation in Buffalo. But Kellen Moore's been an OC forever. He was at Dallas for a while, Chargers, Philly. He's ready to be a head coach. He wants the job. I was always kind of whatever on him, to be honest, back in the day in Dallas, because I thought when he was at Dallas, he tried to turn Dak into a pocket passer too much. It was kind of hard to judge his year for the Chargers because Herbert and everybody got hurt last year. But, I mean, granted, he's got an embarrassment of riches with Philly, with that offensive line and Hurts and Barkley and A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Goddard. But I thought he did a damn good job this year. You know, he morphed that offense to the running game. They ran 55% of the plays. So, look, I'm just trying to be optimistic and positive, but I think it's better to, you know, I think this is about as good as you can hope for at this point. Looking ahead, though, Super Bowl, are you getting pumped about that? I think we got a damn good Super Bowl. KC, a 1.5-point favorite, 49.5. You know, you look at it on paper, I mean, I feel like the Eagles almost, other than Mahomes, you know, kind of have a better overall team. They both got great defenses. But freaking number 15's on the Chiefs and Andy Reid's on the Chiefs. I can't go against them.
I'm having a tough time. My head and my heart and my intuition all tell me Philly. When you start to break this thing down from what we've seen from these two teams, Philly is definitely looks like the better team, the more complete team. I actually think in this game that Kansas City's going to struggle to move the ball against Philadelphia. The only place you can really exploit Philly is with your tight end. So Travis Kelce has to have a game. He must be a huge factor in this game. And then when you look at what happened in that Buffalo game, Buffalo was running the ball really well for big portions of that game, and Philly's got the best run game in all of football. So, like, I don't know. Unless Mahomes goes Superman like he's known to do, I think Philly is going to – I actually think there's a chance Philly could beat them badly here. I know that sounds crazy.
No, I see what you're saying.
Every single game close.
Well,
I think there's a chance Philly could beat the piss out of them. Something tells me.
You think you'll be like the Chiefs Buck a Super Bowl in 2020 when the Chiefs O-line got lit up and they got destroyed?
Yeah, maybe not quite. What was that, 39-7?
34-9.
That bad, but I think 34-9, okay, something like that. Yeah. I think it could be a 2+ score game, 17-point win. I think it's, I don't know, that's the direction I'm leaning. I'm going to have Philly in this game. I betting against Mahomes. I know it's not smart. I love Andy Reid. I think he's the greatest coach of all time. But when I watch these two teams play, I see a much more complete team in Philly. And the places that Kansas City struggles is where Philadelphia has really good strengths. And I just think Philly's the team that's built to beat them. Yeah,
I'm worried about KC's offensive line blocking them. All right, now also some other quick NFL stuff I want to hit, and then I got to say, I'm getting pumped about the Super Bowl New Orleans week. Big game week. I'm getting down there Saturday. Man, there's so many fun events. Like, I was going through it yesterday. Like, I went through all the events in New Orleans, and, like, there's a parade in the French Quarter. Todd Graves is, like, the Grand Marshal of, which is, like, the most fitting thing ever. Shout out Raising Cane's. Shout out Todd Graves and what he's done for Louisiana. You got Shaq hosting, like, a DJ thing at Mardi Gras World. Diplo's playing a show. Chris Stapleton's playing some big show at Orpheum. You've got all kinds of NFL fan events. Steve Gleason Foundation having a huge golf tournament out at City Park on Thursday. Sean Payton and a lot of people are playing in. I'm trying to get out there, say hello. It's going to be popping off all week. And like I said, Barstool events. You got the Dozen live event at Fillmore, Barstool Radio. I just can't wait to see what New Orleans is like next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think there'll be a ton of Eagles fans down there. I'm curious on the KC. The Chiefs have such a rabid fan base, but like they've made so many Super Bowls. I'm curious what their turnout will be. I think they'll still bring a good bit just because of how passionate they are.
And they're always at home, right? Whenever they're in the playoffs, they're always at home. So they don't have to travel. They're at Arrowhead every single game in the playoff every single year. So we don't really know how well they're going to travel in this situation. They've showed up pretty well for the last couple Super Bowls. But you just mentioned this will be 3 in a row. Like, if you went to one of the last 2, are you concerned with spending the money to go to another one? I'm curious to see if their fan base shows up. I do know the Philadelphia fan base will show up. They're just nuts, and they show up in droves as well. So I think the atmosphere will be good. New Orleans is a great place for a Super Bowl. Everybody's going to be hammered. There will be fights on bourbon. There will be fights on Frenchman. It's New Orleans. Expected.
I wonder if Jason Kelce regrets retired now for this year because he would have been back in another Super Bowl. It seems like he's doing pretty well in retirement, though.
He's crushing it. He's actually a really good analyst. I think he does a great job. And, a lot of people – some people have Kelce fatigue. I really don't. I think they're both really good at what they do, and obviously Travis is still the man. And if the Chiefs want to win, Travis Kelce's going to have to be a big factor. So he's the one person I'm really looking at that has to step up for the Chiefs. He didn't do a whole lot last week.
No, he didn't. And you mentioned that Chiefs run D. Houston ran it all over him too with Mixon, so I think there is some concerns on that front. All right, as we mentioned the Kellen Moore thing, it's not going to get announced after the Super Bowl, but I think he's the guy. So now all the NFL teams have coaches. Looking back on the hires, is Ben Johnson to Chicago easily your favorite?
Yeah, probably so. Just because he's inheriting a good offense. I still don't know if the quarterback is that good, but the pieces around him are pretty good. Like I like their 3 receivers. I think DeAndre Swift is a pretty damn good running back. We'll see if Ben Johnson can make them go. Their offensive line play is obviously a little shoddy, but a lot of those sacks were on Caleb Williams. Like he took a ton of sacks that were on him. Can Ben Johnson slow the game down for Caleb Williams and help him dissect defenses? Like that's going to be the big thing for me. Ben Johnson's done a very good job of that with Jared Goff. I do think he's the right man for the job. The question is going to be, is Caleb Williams really that guy? Or is it, is he going to be a bust? Let's find out.
Do you think Pete Carroll can turn anything around in Vegas? It is fun having him back in the league.
I think Pete Carroll is a good hire there just because he's done it for so long. He's structurally sound, like it's the organization. You don't bring in a new coach into a new situation like that because if it goes horribly wrong, then I just think it sets a bad tone off the bat. With Pete Carroll, you know what you're getting. You're getting a guy that's going to show up, bring energy every single day, even at his older age. Like it's going to be a good thing for them. I think it was the right hire based on where they're at right now. And he's not going to be there forever. This is a short-term thing, right? Pete's not going to coach for 20 years. So I kind of like that hire there.
I like the hire, but I think that may be a worse job than New Orleans because Andy Reid, Peyton, Harbaugh, and all 3 teams having franchise quarterbacks. Like, how the hell do you win in that AFC West? I mean,
no doubt about that.
That one's freaking brutal. All right, the Liam Cohen stuff. Okay, I want to ask you, do you think Stephen Shea was right to be mad about the way the Liam Cohen stuff went down? And I'll for those who don't know, Liam Cohen left the Bucs to become the Jags head coach. But what happened was he was the Bucs OC. He was going to go be the Jags head coach, but he turned it down because I guess he didn't like Trent Baalke, the GM. Goes back to the Bucs. They give him like the biggest offensive coordinator deal in the NFL. The Jags fire the GM, and then he goes to Jacksonville. So wild way for it to go down. Do you think Stephen Shea has a right to say Liam Cohen's dead to him over it?
I think this is one of those situations where both sides are right, actually, because once you come back, you probably should stay. But at the same time, you wanted that job. The only reason you didn't take it was because of Baalke. Then they fire him, and now the door's open. And here's the thing. You only get so many chances to be a head coach in the NFL. So, I don't blame Liam Cohen for going ahead and taking that job. I think it's a pretty good opportunity. People are shitting on Jacksonville. I don't know. I think the right coach could maybe do something with Trevor Lawrence. We'll see if that happens. But I think if you're Cohen, you made a career decision. And I don't hate on him for it. I can understand Bucs fans being pissed off, though. I totally understand them being upset.
Did you see his Duval in the press conference? Duval! I don't know how to say it. Duval! Yeah, that was certainly interesting.
I don't know.
I think Jacksonville's an underrated.
I'm curious to see how he does.
I think it's an underrated job, though, because the AFC South stinks, and you got an ownership that spends money. So I just think, I know you've always been a Trevor Lawrence guy. People have kind of been down on him lately, but if he could be decent, they could be good.
Last year, 2 years ago, whatever you want to say, they were, in the running for the number 1 seed before he got hurt in week 14 or whatever it was. They were right there at the number 1 seed. They could have easily won it down the stretch. Now, obviously, that didn't happen. He got hurt and they fell apart. But, they were right there. This team is not that far removed from being a playoff team. So, if Cohen's the real deal, and he did a hell of a job with that offense in Tampa Bay, but if he is the real deal, I think he's inheriting a fairly decent situation. Trevor Lawrence looked out of sorts this year, though. Without Calvin Ridley, especially,
Brian Johnson.
We'll see
Brian Thomas is a franchise guy.
Yeah, but it wasn't even really Lawrence that was vibing with him that much. It was all
Mac Jones.
What's his name that stepped in behind him? Yeah, Mac Jones. So what do they do moving forward? I don't know. We'll see what they do. I'm curious, though.
Last coaching thing I want to get to. All right, Dallas hires Brian Schottenheimer. Dude, I'm seeing people saying the Cowboys fans might boycott. They're so mad. They brought in Matt Eberflus, the ex-Bears coach, to be the defensive coordinator. How can you be excited if you're a Cowboys fan about this? Like, I know, Jerry World, you got this big brand, you got the star in your helmet, you got the most valuable franchise in sports, and you hire freaking Brian Schottenheimer, and you're charging like $500 a game to go to these games? I don't know. I just think that this is one of the wildest. And I know Dallas is a unique situation because you have to deal with Jerry Jones so much, and he has so much power. But damn, I mean, like, I would have kept McCarthy. And I mean, Schottenheimer's never been a head coach, but I've never been impressed with him as an OC. Like, this is really the route you're going to go? Like, if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm freaking furious. Like, I actually am more excited about Kellen Moore to the Saints. I mean, the Cowboys have a way better roster. But, like, I mean, I can't imagine how heated Cowboys fans are right now.
It just feels like Jerry didn't have a plan. That's what it feels like. Or maybe he had someone in mind whenever he fired McCarthy and he got turned down by them, because it just feels so like it doesn't feel complete. It doesn't feel like the plan. It doesn't feel like there's any future thought into this. Should have kept Mike McCarthy, no doubt about it. Run it back one more time. Obviously, Dak getting hurt this season really derailed the entire season. I think they should have run it back one more year with Mike McCarthy. I said that on here a few weeks ago. Ultimately, that's not the case. We'll see what happens with Schottenheimer. I think this is the kind of guy that's going to be in and out very quickly if things go south very fast, which is entirely possible. It just, as a Cowboys fan, I'm not even a Cowboys fan anymore, man. I don't know. Jerry screwed up everything. It feels like until Jerry's gone, you're going to continue to have these results over and over and over. And it's worn me down. I don't even give a shit anymore. It's crazy.
No, I feel like you're the way you feel is the way a lot of people feel. Also, this week going on, Senior Bowl in Mobile. Feels like it's like an Ole Miss Rebels showcase down there. Jackson Dart looked like the best of the quarterbacks. It's like him, Riley Leonard, Jalen Milroe, some other guys down there. Shout out Riley Leonard. He's still beat up as shit from that title game. He said that the Ohio State guys just destroyed him. But he's like, if anybody asks me to play football, I'm going to play football. What a football guy. You know, he's obviously trying to do what he can to get in the league. The biggest question, how much can Dart rise? Because, you know, like all year, I was asking my scout guys and stuff, like, what's Jackson Dart, you know, his NFL projected? And I kept hearing 3rd, 4th, 5th round. But he's risen off that bowl game. And now with this quarterback draft looking weak, people are saying Dart could wind up possibly in the 1st round. When you look at this draft, I mean, you got Cam Ward and Shador are going to be 1st rounders, but beyond that, you know, look at all the questions at quarterback. I mean, I guess you got Milroe, but he can't throw the ball consistently. Dylan Gabriel, Dart looked good yesterday. Do you think he could rise to 1st round?
I'll say this. I don't think there is a single quarterback in this class that is complete, that you're just selling out to have him. Like, I don't see one, but I think Jackson Dart is the most underrated quarterback based on where their current draft value is. Dart has his own issues. I think people are going to be a little worried about his personality and some of the things about him, but some teams may love that. Some teams may love it. But I see a pretty damn good player when I watch Jackson Dart. I'll tell you what, I don't think Riley Leonard will be an NFL quarterback.
No, he doesn't
throw the ball well enough. He just can't pass. And like he may be able to run it sometimes. Maybe you bring him in for a package or something if he's your backup QB, but he does not look like an NFL quarterback to me at all when I watch him.
Well, the other ones, I don't know about Jalen Milroe being an NFL guy either. He's obviously athletic enough, but I just don't think he's a good enough passer.
Yeah, again, it comes down to my biggest thing with quarterbacks, and I say it on here all the time, is your ability to pre and post snap recognition of defenses. Like we saw Milroe struggle with that at times in college. His legs would bail him out. He would make plays, and he is a hell of a playmaker. I'm not disputing that, but I just don't know that he's ready for what the league is going to throw at him. That is such a big part of this. When you start to take on these defensive coordinators that are genius play callers and they're disguising the shit out of stuff, some of these young quarterbacks that struggled with it in college really struggle with it in the NFL, and that's what I see with Milroe. Talent is there as far as being able to throw the ball, and he's got a strong arm, not the most accurate arm, and the legs are good. But I worry about the mental game of it with him.
Well, Senior Bowl is doing something I want to highlight that's really cool. Obviously, we had the terrible tragedy New Year's Eve in New Orleans, the terrorist attack when the truck drove into Bourbon Street. And one of the guys that lost his life was Tiger Besh. And his younger brother, Jack, stud receiver for TCU, playing in the Senior Bowl. The whole Senior Bowl is wearing the number 7 stickers on their helmets for Tiger Besh. I think it's a really cool way to honor him and his life. And Jack Besh is out there showing out. But shout out Jim Nagy, friend of the program, does a lot of great stuff at the Senior Bowl. The draft starts in Mobile. But, it's a fascinating thing to follow because even more than the game Saturday are like the reps and practice against the top people. And so that's going on all week. If you're an NFL draft junkie, the Senior Bowl this week, just so much fun. And I'm going to try to get down. There's a ton of media down there. I want to get down there one year and check it out. Not going to be this year, but definitely going to check it out soon. There's, like I said, Walter Nolan and Jared Ivey and Princely. There's a ton of Ole Miss people showing out at it. So certainly a cool thing to follow this week. Kind of a weird, moody, this week in sports. All right, how are we doing? Okay. This is always such a weird time to me because it's like football season, awesome. We still got one game of the Super Bowl, but this is the week off. I'm kind of like down on NBA, and I know you are too. I'm just the Pelicans thing this year.
I say that I'm falling in love with these first baskets. I've been following this guy.
Well, you can bet them on DraftKings. So what have you been doing? What's your first basket trade?
So he puts out these study guides, right? It's basically 2 players or maybe 3 from each game that the data supports taking the first shot or getting the first basket. And this dude is killing it. I screwed up last night. I put a 3-legger together. I hit a couple individuals, and then I put a 3-legger together. It was LeBron James singing from the Rockets, and then I had Damian Lillard late. And Bucks didn't get the ball to Lillard. He didn't take the shot. It was an inside pass to Brook Lopez. But the other name that he had given out was Brook Lopez. Had I just chosen Brook Lopez, I would have turned $8 into $2,800. So this dude is putting out very good data. It's on me for not, completing the parlay and putting it together correctly. But the data he is putting out is very good. So I'm tailing him. I've been retweeting him a little bit if y'all want to check it out. But it's that has me a little bit intrigued with the NBA because I don't have to sit there and watch an entire NBA game. And the NBA is so damn boring to me right now. I've been trying, dude. I've been sitting here watching it sucks. I'm sorry. I don't know what has happened to it. I used to enjoy the NBA, but I don't give a shit. And I'm like literally sitting there trying to watch the game, and I keep finding myself scrolling in my phone. Maybe it's our TikTok attention spans these days. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the games are all just blowouts. But the first basket thing, so do you like betting first baskets or first touchdowns more? Like what's more of a sweat? We got so many
first touchdowns. First touchdowns are more fun because the first basket, it's over like that. And if you miss, it's like it's so anticlimactic, and it's just like it's over instantly. With first touchdowns, at least sometimes the game will not have a touchdown into the second quarter, and you're sweating it out. But you're not getting that with the first baskets. It's over in the first 30 to 40 seconds usually, which can be fun or cannot be fun.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. It's just like a new world in the gambling world with all the crazy stuff you can bet on. Mm-hmm. And like DraftKings does a thing now where you can boost a college basketball parlay every night if you do a 4-teamer. And so, Moody, I missed the one last night. I had 10 to win 1,600. I missed it by one game, but the game I missed it by, I got blown out. But I just took 4 money lines and hit 3 of the 4. But that Kentucky last night pumped me up though, plus 425, good hit. So I'm gonna try to.
That was a good hit.
College basketball, I think taking home underdogs has some value because it's so hard to win on the road. I don't know. I just feel like home court's I'm not saying I'm some savant in college basketball, but it's like the home court factor, so big in it. And, I'm trying to get in it. Big game for Ole Miss tonight's got Texas, the Chris Beard revenge game, possibly. Going to be watching that tonight. Ole Miss really needs this one at 4-3 after losing 3 in a row. Definitely.
I think you may have jinxed them. You brought Coach Beard on, and then they fell off the cliff. What happened?
Man, that A&M game last week. Was the way they lost it when they were winning the whole game, and A&M hit a 3 with 10 seconds left, and I was like, man, this is the kind of loss that could hurt a season. Alabama at Mississippi State tonight will be fun too, man. That should be a hell of a game. SEC basketball is entertaining though. I'm following it night to night. It's just the league's so deep. Kentucky was actually playing without
basketball
2-star.
Conference.
Yeah, clearly. Basketball conference. But this is a weird time. Getting into college basketball, I always hate getting out of football. But I mentioned this before. Moody and I have been talking about this. Dude, I'm ready for some freaking baseball. You're a baseball guy. I like college baseball. It starts the week after the Super Bowl. And, man, I'm super excited about it. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff with DraftKings lines. I'm starting to do my prep. This is going to be the big college baseball year. You've got some fun ideas with pro baseball, too. We're going to have some fun with it. Maybe like a little daily afternoon thing.
Yeah, we're going to take some real shots during baseball season. That's the main thing here. Obviously, that's what I do. That's my shit. That's the one thing that I wake up every single day and I'm just so excited for, because you have baseball every single day for months on end. It's a beautiful thing. I love the home run parlays. There's nothing more exciting to me as far as a betting is concerned. Love the home run parlays. I put together a 5-leg 30+ home run parlay yesterday. You can check it out on my Twitter if y'all want to. So we'll see. But I wake up every morning and I'm just so ready for it. And we've still got 6-7 weeks before we even get into spring training here. So I'm ready though.
Well, the beauty of college is it starts in mid-February. That's the most fun thing about it, is it starts the week after the Super Bowl. So I'm ready to just jump all in. You got all these showcase tournaments around the country. SEC baseball's blowing up. College baseball's blowing up, dude. It's going freaking crazy in this country. And so I'm super excited about that. And like I said, man, I'm pumped to get to New Orleans next week, man. We're going to run around. I'm going to run around, raise some hell. So many fun events. So a lot of stuff to be excited about here, for sure. And
we got a couple questions over here if you want to get to them.
Yeah, fire away.
Eric B was saying personality. Have you seen Shadur Sanders? Talking about his personality and him flaunting the watch and everything. What's your thoughts on Shadur going forward here?
Man, I'm not a big buyer. I do feel like he had a good college career at Colorado, but I feel like he holds onto the ball a little too long. And I mean, I think he did pretty good there, but they never really won any big games. And I feel like he's got a bigger name than he is. And he's lucky he's coming out in a good quarterback draft, because somebody's going to take a shot on him, a top 5, top 10 pick. But I kind of feel buyer beware on it. And especially if he goes to New York, I could see that's a hard situation to win and succeed.
Did you see Shiloh yesterday at the workouts getting absolutely cooked?
Yeah,
in the drills. I mean,
the Sean Ball, dude. It was
bad,
dude. I mean, it was bad. Like, he's gonna have to try to be an undrafted free agent after that. I mean, it was.
Do you think people seeing that about Shiloh hurts Shador's stock at all? I think it does a little bit.
Maybe a little, but I think Shador's just lucky to be a quarterback when people are desperate for it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little worried. There's a lot of rumors the Giants like Jackson Dart. I'm just curious. I'm not saying he can end up getting drafted at Shador, but I'm a little buyer beware on Shador. I mean, he did have a good college career, but I don't know. My instincts don't love it, and that's my thoughts.
Of that grouping, I think I like Cam Ward the most. His pocket presence and how he sees, watching him at Miami, I feel like I believe in him more than I believe in any of those other quarterbacks. I'm not saying he's a slam dunk by any means, but I think I trust him more than I trust any of the other guys. But I think in this draft, you can almost just wait. Just see which one of these guys falls, because one of them is bound to fall. Take your shot at him in the second round rather than spending a first. And that's how I think I would approach it, because this class, you just don't feel like you're going to beat down the door for one of them.
Yeah, the Titans may take Cam. They're so desperate at quarterback. I think they may take Cam Ward number 1. But yeah, no, I don't disagree though. I think the Charlotte thing was definitely rough for sure. Got any more questions?
Let's see. D's giving us a little play for tonight. Canucks versus Preds over 5.5. Rajat said, let's get Mark Titus, college basketball expert, on. Be something worth looking at. They were asking if I'm still a Cowboys fan. I don't know, bro. It's just, I don't know. Ever since Tony Romo left, I don't know that I care that much. That was my guy, and just watching Jerry destroy that thing it's been awful.
Dude, I just can't get over the Schottenheimer move. How do you sell that to fans? And especially with Jerry, those are the most expensive tickets in the league. I think it's just ridiculous, and I don't think it's going to be, I don't know. I don't think there's much to like there. That's for sure. But as always, like I said, a lot of fun stuff here at Barstool. Like I said, I reiterated enough. Freaking Nola next week is going to be nuts, Moody. Let's go. Freaking Super Bowl week, big game week, all the Barstool events. I can't wait to get down there, get out of this damn cold, man. I'm freezing my ass off up here, but I am moving a lot. I'm actually... dude, shout out, by the way, I want to mention this. Frank, I don't know if you saw Frank's weigh-in yesterday, Moody. He lost 12 more pounds. He's down to 314, dude. Frank Tank gonna be under 300 pounds soon.
That's impressive. He's no longer the Tank, bro. He's just Frank.
I know, he's just Frank, man.
That's incredibly impressive, though.
Dude, he's walked every single day in this cold in New York and Chicago the whole time. So it's inspired me. Jinx, I didn't know it. Jinx recorded a phone call when I called in checking in the other day. That was really funny, but. We're only 4 weeks in here, but I'm freaking encouraged. I'm doing 15 miles a week, and I had lost 9 pounds this month. Solid start. Got to go hard to keep up. With Frank. Also, shout out Stella Blue. Check out the big game pick'em. Go to StellaBlueCoffee.com. Pick who you think is going to win, KC or Philly. If you're right, you get 30% off your next order at StellaBlueCoffee.com. Subscribe. And then they're also giving away these 10 Ninja dual brew coffee makers. But check that out, StellaBlueCoffee.com. You can't lose. You get 30% off orders. And if you do lose, you're supporting rescuing dogs and drinking amazing coffee. So shout out Stella Blue. Love them. And Dude Wipes, as always, best product of all time. Amazon, Target, Walmart, all over the World Wide Web, cleaning up messes. And let's go have a day, though, Moody. And we'll get Jeff on here tomorrow. And let's have a solid Wednesday. I'm in a good spirits. There's a lot to be happy about. We're going to New Orleans in a few days. Super Bowl. Let's go, baby.